First off, let me talk my... Got a couple things I gotta cross off my list. How you insomniac for sleeping on my... It's a bad soundtrack, read the script. Born in the motherland, headed straight down to the south. Tennessee mornings with pops, working 3 jobs. I knew that they struggled to get it, that's why I wanted to get it. That embedded, you get it, treat it like a law. And I'ma need commission for this hit. Last laid the canvas and I painted over it. I don't need a vision board to show you I'm betting on myself, count the chips. Got it. Made some choices for a profit. That's my logic. I'ma take it to the coffin.
It's week 9 of the National Football League, and we'll be watching the Falcons burner at wide receiver. It was a bye week for him last week. He's ready to get back out there in this one. It's the Falcons and the Chargers, and it's coming up next.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather. And we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Atlanta Falcons. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at our visitors coming into play here. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power rankings, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
First 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure. And he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy is usually pretty good too. So the corner route is...
They're going to look to throw. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. Working with a 2nd and 3. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 18 big yards on that one, and a Charger first. Big article in the paper this morning talking about how they wanted to get chunk plays in the run game. Well, early on, there's a good one.
There isn't for guys on defense. They've got to remember the old adage. You've got to meet force with force, and if you don't, you get run over, as they did on that last play.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34. It's Eckler again. Pretty nice, aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, CD, you see some of the injuries that have popped up for this franchise, and obviously hoping to get these guys back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and these guys, they've been hearing the mantra next man up since their Friday night light games in high school. There's 3 simple words, but they're absolutely perfect to use, and everyone has adopted them. Next guy up, do your best.
A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. Looking middle, and that's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 19. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go. And let's see who's faster.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. 8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is third down. They'll look to throw. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker at the 11. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be fourth and short.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out.
I don't care what he's listed in the program. Fullback, running back, tailback, it doesn't matter. He ran that play like a fullback. Just like the old days when we saw the fullback dive. How about him picking that one up?
Only needed a yard on fourth down. That's what he's there for, right?
Exactly. Line him up, short yardage situation, and say, here it is, big man. Go get it.
And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. Eckler will score. Touchdown, Chargers. You'd have to imagine for a team that's lost 3 straight games, scoring first in this first quarter has to feel pretty good.
It has to feel great for them, and also it's a nice signal to the rest of the team because we talk about complimentary football all the time. So they've now signaled to the defense, now signaled to the kicking game, hey, we're here to play in this one. We're going to do our part. Let's see if you guys will do the exact same, and we can break this losing streak.
Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run. Cordero Patterson to return it, bringing it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Well, the Falcons now get to stretch their wings on offense here, and at quarterback for them is a former 2nd overall pick who spent 4 seasons as a starter in Tennessee, Marcus Mariota.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about him being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
They're going to start the drive here on the ground with Patterson. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Mariota. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Mariota. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Sebastian Joseph Day breaking through for the sack.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Here's Bradley Pinion now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. On the return, Carter. Oh, good move. A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by talking with him. All indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over. Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. A tackle for loss there. 2 last week. He's tough to handle coming off the edge.
When you talk about a defensive end, your first thought is how does he rush the passer? That's where he makes his big plays getting into the backfield. But the best ones can play the run as well. And that's what we're seeing from him, that excellent combination of holding the point of attack and also getting upfield to make plays in the backfield.
So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will extend their lead even further. So a touchdown on their opening drive and 3 more here, and it adds to their first quarter lead.
Yeah, everything's going according to plan so far because the offense has moved the ball, defense able to do their job, and here the special teams unit comes through with their contribution. A field goal to make it 10-zip.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
Mariota on first down. Now, a quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Mariota. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. The Chargers trot out their dime package, expecting a throw on 3rd down. Mariota to throw it. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll set up a throw. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And he'll be brought down at the 27. 2nd and 4. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 14. The Chargers' passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. He'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Now back to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So unable to convert for the touchdown inside the red zone, but they do come away with 3.
Yeah, it's a 32-yarder. That's essentially an extra point nowadays, right? Because it's 33 as a general rule for these guys. So it should be a simple kick. But you know what's really strange nowadays? When they miss an extra point, I think they carry that with them longer than missing a field goal because an extra point's supposed to be automatic.
Absolutely, and I would think even field goals inside of 30 yards, even though they're substantially shorter than a PAT, it just has a different feel, doesn't it?
A different feel, a different vibe. That's what I get from all the kickers I talk to. They always say if I miss an extra point, that's the one that bothers me more.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Looking there for Pitts, but intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. So that now... On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Touchdown, Chargers! A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Week 9 here in the National Football League. We'll have 9 weeks to go after this. We got a couple of good matchups in prime time to wrap up the first half of the season. Tonight, Tennessee and KC in the AFC. And then tomorrow night, an interconference matchup. Baltimore and New Orleans from the Superdome.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line. A gain of a yard on the play.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And picked up by the Chargers. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number 1, maybe they're not having this deficit. And number 2, maybe they actually have the lead.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. On 3rd and short, they'll try option left. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Hopkins' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
This fielded right at the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled into 20.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Back to throw here. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. They'll set up to throw. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. A CD, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll drop the throw. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. They're going to look to throw. Got a man, it's London. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Crossing route incomplete. He's got Pitts. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. They'll look to throw again. And caught by London. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Caught. It's Wilson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Back to throw again. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So on 2nd down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left hash. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that'll get this back down to a 20-point spread. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal could change the fortunes of a team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room.
The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we have reached halftime intermission with the visiting Chargers on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. With that, we take a look at the next-gen stats for the Chargers in that first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
Patterson going to bring this out of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball into the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
It moves to 2nd and 10.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Got a man, it's Patterson, complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
On second down, a run with Patterson.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. They'll set up a throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
So on 4th down, Ritter heads to the sideline. Younghoe Koo gets set for the Atlanta field goal.
Made his first. This now from 46 yards away.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing. All right, they didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
From his end zone, here comes Carter. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Up the middle with Eckler. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the second time. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set, and that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And, oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Partner, that's another short run there, and I think the easy thing is to look at him right now and say, let's get away from him entirely. Let's start throwing the football, but I don't think you ever entirely abandon the run. It helps set a tone for the game for you, keeps your offensive linemen feeling good about themselves, and it actually tamps down a defense's pressure because if you just throw it all the time, it's going to tee off with the pass rush.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. It'll go as a 50-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. What happened there? Was that just a missed assignment on the O-line?
It certainly felt like it, but also the speed of the play. When you're defensive end, they want to be ahead of the clock, don't they? They want to be...
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete.
And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And he'll be dropped just shy of the 35 at the 34. A pickup of 17 on a play that originated at the 17. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34. He'll drop to throw. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. They'll break the huddle and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Austin Eckler halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Chargers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is now 24. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it's Austin Eckler who finishes things off with a touchdown run.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Atlanta regains possession of the football. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Out to the right here to Wilson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And now here's a carry heading left.
The ball carried by number 2.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. The Falcons on 3rd down. It's been a problem, just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. He's got his tight end, Anthony Ferkser. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers 36. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down at the 27.
9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. He'll look to throw.
Got his man. It's London.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
That's another Falcons 1st down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They'll set up to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley. And the Chargers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point. His first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off. but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
And the LA offense ready for this next possession. And it's starting to look like that 3-game losing streak is going to be a thing of the past here. Coming up 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
Eckler now between the tackles. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And I don't think he got there. No. He's short by maybe a foot. Maybe. Call it 4th and inches. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for L.A. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
They try and run on 1st down, but this one going to lose a couple yards as they get him behind the line.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give them a lot of confidence to help turn things around. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Now back to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. Just a gain of a couple there. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll drop to throw. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Well, CD, that helps the home team as they try to erase this deficit, give them the penalty for pass interference on the defense.
Yeah, and they certainly haven't been happy with what they've seen so far, have they? They're certainly hoping that call now might hands back into this one.
Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete.
That's another Falcon.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Falcons are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounce back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Over the middle, it's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. Victory formation time for the Chargers. They take a knee. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, just have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the Chargers, they improved to 5-3 as they approach the halfway point of this 17-game schedule. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. Meanwhile, for the Falcons, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Carolina Panthers.